The 33rd Annual Sunbelt Expo Field Day in Moultrie had a little bit of everything for visiting farmers from across our state. The Monitor's Damon Jones gives you a look at some of the field demonstrations, new crops, and the latest in technology. Damon?
While the big show might still be a few months away, farmers will get a taste of what to expect at this year's Sunbelt Expo as their annual field day was held out in Moultrie. It was a chance to showcase both new crops and new technology to the farming community.
The farmers that are here, the main thing that we want them to take back is information, whether it be new seed varieties, whether it be new irrigation technology, precision ag technology, or a new spraying system and pesticides or herbicides that they can take back and apply it to their operation, which will improve their bottom line.
As usual, there were a number of researchers on hand to give the latest update on new crop production, including Dr. John Beasley, who takes care of Georgia's #1 crop, peanuts.
What we're trying to do as part of the University of Georgia peanut team, in our specific area in peanut agronomic research, is we're showing these growers how these new peanut cultivars respond to twin versus the single row pattern. Most of our growers are well aware of the twin row pattern. About 50% of our acreage in Georgia is planted in that pattern. More years than not, we see a significant advantage of peanuts planted in the twin row pattern versus single row pattern.
And unlike the previous 15 years, Georgia Green was not one of the cultivar options on display. The change, Beasley says, will present a major shift in the industry.
It is interesting. This is the first year since 1995 that I have not included Georgia Green as a cultivar option to look at here. In fact, for many years, at all of our research sites, Georgia Green was the standard. And it has turned out to be a really great cultivar for a good dozen or plus years. But now we have some new cultivars that just are really outstanding. So Georgia Green is no longer the major player, in fact, almost non-existent.
Speaking of out with the old and in with the new, a number of technological advances like the use of GPS and cell phones to improve production were also prominent at the field day, as technology farmers should feel very confident about.
There's so much technology in the marketplace today. And with us working with the commercial companies, working with university researchers like we do, it's very important that we try and true the technology before it's released to the farmer. We look at the good, the bad, and everything in between to make sure when it gets in the farmer's hand, he knows how that technology is going to perform in his farm setting.
While there have been a number of improvements in farming technology, none are more important than irrigation, as recent droughts have caused a major scarcity of water.
You know, water is such a tremendous resource and it's getting a lot of attention. And as we use water, if we want to continue to be able to produce and be the breadbasket for the world, we're going to have to be very cognizant of how we're using our water. Technology like this allows us to use the appropriate amount of water in the appropriate manner without over-applying water while we're still protecting the natural resources. We're not getting excessive runoff, we're not polluting, and we're still producing the crops that we need.
Because it is so expensive to put the water out, we want to put the right amount at the right time, while the ultimate goal, in addition to growing our crops, is being good environmental stewards. You know, it's a tough deal when you have homeowners' wells going dry, and we're trying to keep crops alive so we can continue to feed and clothe the world. So the drought has put a lot of stress on everybody this year, and I think it's just great to see farmers working together to learn how to be even better environmental stewards.
And it's not just production this new technology looks to improve, but also security, as copper theft has been on the rise over the past few years. It's one of many reasons farmers of all ages are stepping into the future.
You know, we're seeing interesting buy-in all across the spectrum. You would expect that it might be the younger growers, but we're seeing even the older farmers are really embracing this technology. With cell phone technology being what it is, growers are finding ways that they can be more effective with less people in the field. So they're very excited about the fact that they can communicate with their equipment in the field without having to physically go out and visit that equipment.
Reporting for the Georgia Farm Monitor, I'm Damon Jones.